Bob and Brad Crew. The Bob and Brad Crew.
Howdy, folks. We're the Bob and Brad Crew. I'm Alex.
And I'm going to pump you up.
Pump up. All right. And you're
I'm
Mike.
Mike.
All right. And we're offering product reviews directly related to your health, fitness, and overall well-being.
In our unbiased opinion, of course. I almost forgot what I was supposed to say there.
That wasn't a toot, was it? That's just air coming out of there.
Air coming out of here.
All right.
Both.
Decrease neck pain with the Saunders Cervical Traction Unit. This thing's
So
high-tech.
people that watch the neck hammock, that doesn't actually perform traction.
Yep.
It can relieve headaches and other stuff, but this is a actual traction unit that we would recommend.
But it's more than $40, wasn't it?
It's a lot more, and Alex and I are PT assistants, so we do have a background with traction and stuff.
Yep. $348 for this, which, you know, when you get in the medical profession, medical devices, it's
Yep.
not that bad. I mean,
It's
truly.
very well built. I'm gonna say if you buy like the over-the-head versions, over-the-door versions,
Yeah.
where you have a bag, those do perform cervical traction. Okay, they're much more reasonable.
Yep.
They're a little more clumsy.
Yep.
Those would be good if you have temporary pain or you're not sure if it'd work because they're
Yep.
cheaper. This is for something if you know traction works well for me. This is reasonably priced at
Yep.
$348. Or if you're like you're a clinician and you own your own practice and you don't want to buy an actual huge traction unit because those things cost like $3,000.
Right. Yep.
So this is a lot more reasonable, well built, and it'll last. We actually use these in our clinics when we ever had to perform cervical
With
traction
great
typically.
success, I'll say.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, some people can't handle a unit necessarily. Maybe manual is better, but once you're past that, these are great.
Yeah. So the selling points, you perform neck and cervical traction on yourself. You know,
Yes.
and we're going to show you at the end a demonstration of, you know, how you do it to yourself.
Yep, you don't need anyone to get into this yourself as long as, you know, you can move around okay to get your head in there.
First time instruction, I would say, would be great from a
Yes.
professional. But
So the angle of this can be varied 15 to 25 degrees. So meaning your neck is either bent 15 degrees to 25 degrees.
Yep,
That
so-
is easily adjustable on the side right here. There are two buttons, and all I would have to do is press them together, and it goes down, making it. So this would be like 25 degrees. This would be 20 degrees, and this would be 15 degrees of traction. You just find what is comfortable for you. There's not a right or wrong where to start.
So to clarify, you're going to be laying down either on the floor or on a mat, not on a bed, probably. You wouldn't be. Probably on the
You could do it on the bed if you
if
want.
it's firm enough, I would say.
Yep. We're going to demonstrate all this at the end as well if you're just curious.
Yep. And it
So-
can deliver up to 15 pounds of traction. Here's your little
50.
handheld. Oh, did I say 15? I
Sounded
meant
like it.
50. 50 pounds of traction.
They have numbers on there so you can actually see how much force you're putting
Yep.
on, and that way you can remember you might not need 50 pounds. You just go what's comfortable.
Works kind of like a blood pressure cuff, a little bit different though. But
Yep. And it's also very portable and lightweight. It is only 8.75 pounds, and it also comes with a carrying case, which is nice, and this
Yes.
very detailed instruction manual. as
looks pretty
well.
fancy actually if you'd be walking around with this.
It is handy because we didn't always leave these. We only had a couple units, and we transport them between
Yep.
facilities back in the day. So.
That'd be pretty awesome if you're walking around. Let me say, what do you got there? Oh, just a Saunders Cervical Traction Unit. No big deal.
I don't think they even know what you're saying.
No,
Sounds
probably
like
not.
French.
Sound fancy. Rating 4.5 out of 5. 57 reviews.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people aren't going to buy these unless they really have neck pain or
Yeah.
they're therapists of sort or clinician.
Yep.
So-
Negatives. The device didn't work. It malfunctioned. Obviously,
Yeah,
that's self-explanatory.
One person just said it didn't work and hold. We've had, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these things, and ours have all been fine, and we've had them
Yeah.
for many years. This isn't new to us.
Yeah.
So they work fine for us.
And the price, I mean, $350. It's not cheap, but it's
Yeah, but it's not like the neck hammocks or the over-the-door units. It is a bit more money, but like we said earlier, you know, if you know traction helps you, it's worth the investment, or if we're clinicians.
oftentimes you pay $40 every 15 minutes of physical therapy, so that would add up pretty quick.
Yeah,
with
it'll
that.
save if you know this helps.
Yep.
The prices. So.
Positives, I'm going to start with this device actually delivers traction, unlike those other devices that say they do and don't. This actually does give traction.
Yep,
So
and it works well. Like I said earlier, much cheaper than an actual hospital unit, which are $3,000+ when I looked them up. As good as any professional unit I've seen.
easy to use. I mean, pretty much self-explanatory. When you've done it once, you've kind of done it 100 times.
Yep,
so.
and this thing is very sturdy. It's well built. I've never had any errors or issues with it. Also comes with a 1-year warranty, so if something happens, you want to return it or exchange it, you can.
Carrying case, that's a plus. You know, you can get it
Yep,
out and about.
and it comes assembled. You don't have to do anything.
Yep.
So that is lovely. I would not probably want to assemble this thing if it was in pieces.
Comfortable. I like the cushion too. The
Yep.
cushion, the back of the head, the neck,
And the
your
traction,
cheeks.
this is the neck area. We'll get into the parts of it, but your head actually goes in here, and it actually pulls from the back of your neck versus some of them pull from your TMJ, which is your temporomandibular joint, which is kind of in your jaw. That's a little hard if it pulls here, so it actually gets in the right spot.
Yep.
And these are adjustable. You just kind of have to feel what's comfortable for you.
And you can widen it too. If you have that big bull neck, you can adjust it here,
So a couple of the
in and out.
nice features on it is, like we said, it has the neck wedges here. What are they called exactly? I forgot again.
Nodules.
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 Neck nodules right here. They can go in or out depending upon how thick your neck is. So
Yep.
you just find your comfort zone. There's no right or wrong there.
Yep.
Like we talked about earlier, you can adjust the amount of angle it puts on your neck here. So
And that's going to be subjective. What works for you is what you got to do. You know, everybody's going to be a little different what angle they want.
And it's pretty easy. If you look on the bottom of the pump here, it says release, pump, or hold.
Yep.
So when I want to pump, I just turn this part to pump.
Pump.
And you can see it'll start pumping up. And we'll have Alex laying down a little bit here, and it'll start performing traction
Yep.
on it. When you want it to hold, so if you hold it for whatever time limit is appropriate for you, everyone's going to be different. You know, you can lay there for 5, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever you find.
Yeah, I
helps
wouldn't go
your
too
pain.
fast, too quick. You know,
Yeah.
I'd just give 10 pounds maybe to start.
Yep, start slow. You just put how much force you want, and then once you're done, all you do is turn this back to release, and it'll release the air pressure and go back
Yep.
down.
Yep. All right, I think we're at the stage where we're just going to demonstrate here.
All right, Alex doesn't have his headset on because it would be pulling out a lot and making noise with this unit on, so I'm going to make all the jokes I want about him now because you can't hear what he's saying back to me. He's got a bald spot on his head. Anyway, so is this comfortable for you, the neck modules?
tighter, bring it in.
Bring it in a little bit? I'm going out. So I'm going to bring it in. What he would do is, if he was doing this himself, he'd sit up and then just tighten it and lay back down. If you have shoulder mobility to reach, that's good there. So now you're going to take the forehead strap, and you're going to strap his head down in there. You can do this yourself. I did do it myself at home. And it's got Velcro. Does that seem firm? Yep. You don't want it so tight it hurts, your head, but it's pretty adjustable here. And then he's actually going to take this himself. And now he can adjust how much pressure he's having on it himself. So I just have this at 15 degrees for him. We just chose that. It seems right for him. He's just going to pump that up. As you can see, his head is starting to move up. He's at 10, and he's going to hold. So he just has 10 pounds of pressure, and he's getting a little cervical traction. So you can see right here, it's under his neck, not on his TMJ. And he's getting some separation of his spine, actually. So it decompresses any nerves that are irritated or bulging or hitting your spinal cord, anything like that. So what it does is it opens up your spinal cord again, relieving pain in your neck, decreasing headaches, whatever you may have. If you don't have a bulging disc or some type of neck pain where you need traction, like this isn't going to help. Like if you just have a general sore neck due to muscle pain, this isn't really for that. So how's it feeling? And then once he's done, all he has to do is turn it to release, and then his head will slowly sink back down. And he's cured.
Good to go.
So, yes,
Ready to do some necking. That's what I said.
he said he's ready to do some necking. You know your wife's running camera, right?
That's right.
Were you talking to her? I'm going to turn the camera off now.
I'm back. I'm feeling quite loose. Obviously, you shouldn't probably move much after having traction. Let things settle down, but
Yep, and if you're unexperienced with traction or don't want to try this yourself, maybe if you have the unit, you can bring it to a therapist. They can run you through how to use it, or if they have one,
Yep.
or they can perform traction first and just show you how to do it if you don't feel safe. It's not for everyone. Alex and I have been trained in this through school and practice it over
Yep.
the years, so we kind of know what we're doing.
always safety first here.
Yeah. So,
Subscribe to us.
and check us out on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Hit the bell for notifications when we put up a new video.
Thank you.
Traction away!
The Bob and Brad Crew. The Bob and Brad Crew. The Bob and Brad